Okay, so I'm wrapping up all the books I read in May, and it was a ride, you guys. Stuck it in anything that moved. I was like, boy. Everyone's snooping on one another, sleeping with one another. It's messy. The hot black nerd being the love interest, because like, yes. It felt almost unrealistic at times. So I was like, are there really men out there that are like this? This lighting is not ideal. Let me see what I can do about this. Should I just scoot up a little? Is that worse? Yeah, it was worse. Okay, I'm just gonna be right here. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Nia's Reading Nook. We're talking books here today. One sec, I need to do something. I haven't filmed a YouTube video in a hot minute. I've been like super busy, going through a lot. I am moving soon, in less than a month, so I will make a video over that. I'm gonna try to pack soon. I need to get some boxes, but my car broke down. Life has been really lifing so far, but since school has let out, I am a teacher, in case you're just now meeting me. So I've had a lot of free time, so I've been doing a lot of reading. And I wanted to just do a little May wrap up of what I read in the month of May, because it was a good reading month for me. And excuse the lighting, the sun is setting. I waited way too long to film this, and now, yeah, so we're gonna make it work. But I had a good reading month in May, and I read 10 books in the month of May, which is hard for me to believe. Here we are. Okay, so I'm wrapping up all the books I read in May, and it was a ride, you guys. I read so many different types of books in May, all the way from like crazy toxic romances to like sweet lovey-dovey romance to literary fiction, thrillers. My guinea pigs are excited because I'm over here talking. But yeah, so it was quite a ride, and I'm just gonna go over it in reverse chronological order just to walk you through what I went through this month. Okay, so for the last book I read in the month of May, I read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and girl, this book was messy. It was so toxic, but I enjoyed it because it made me think about myself in my early 20s, the dating experiences I had, the situationships, the things, all the things. And it was an interesting read. I think I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I know that people love the series. I'm definitely gonna keep reading because I do want to know more about the Magnolia Parks universe and those characters and like what happens with them, because I did really enjoy the book. There were parts of it I didn't love, like the way she would describe people by what they were wearing was weird to me. It was very oddly specific too, like everything, like she knows a lot about fashion and she could just pick, like know exactly what outfit you're wearing, but only if it was like luxury designer or whatever. But I found that kind of annoying after a while, but other than that, I ate the book up. I really enjoyed it. It was super dramatic. I honestly was hoping that she would end up with, anyway, no spoilers in this, but read it and we can talk later. Comment whenever you finish it, but it was pretty good. I think it gave me vibes of like TV shows, kind of like Euphoria, where it's just like you get a peek into these people's lives and how wild and crazy you can get, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was a good read. I enjoyed it. Definitely toxic. I definitely feel like I got pissed off at the characters a lot. I was like screaming and yelling like, why would you, ew, why would you do that? Ew. Like literally main characters, like main love interest BJ, stuck it in anything that moved. I was like, boy, gross. That's not a spoiler. That's like the majority of the book. But anyway, it's pretty good. I suggest reading it, but if you don't enjoy toxic romance, don't pick it up. Like, it's gonna annoy you. Okay, another book I read, On a Quiet Street by Seraphina Nova Glass. If this was a thriller, like mystery book, and I don't read these as much, and usually I read them more in October, like towards Halloween in the fall. But I picked up this book. I was looking for another book by this author, I believe, but this was the one that was available. So I was like, well, I'll just read this one since it's there. And I would say this is like a suburban thriller where, you know, on the outside, hold on, let me turn off this air filter. Okay, but this was definitely more of a like suburban thriller. On the outside, everyone looks innocent and normal. You see like they live in these nice houses and have seemingly normal lives out from the outside, but there's secrets galore behind closed doors. And everyone has something going on, secrets that they're sharing. Everyone's snooping on one another, sleeping with one another. It's messy, it's good. It was a page turner for me. I really enjoyed this one. I think I also rated it 4 stars, probably more like 4.5. So I really enjoyed this one. There was some twists and turns I was not expecting. I was not expecting the twist that happened. I definitely recommend it if you're into like reads that you can't put down, you know? The drama and the mystery of it all was riveting. It was really great. It took me like 2 days to read, so it's a good weekend read for sure. Another book that I read this month was How Fascism Works by Jason F. Stanley. Girl, that one was a little scary. That one was a little scary because it's nonfiction, okay? And it talks about a lot of fascists, not just fascist governments as a whole, which it does talk about, but it just talks about just the signs that some fascist things are going down. And it was scary. It was scary how on the head it was with things that are going on today in the country I happen to live in, which is America. So, I mean, the United States of America to be exact. But it was a scary read because it was just a hit too close to home, in my opinion. But I did enjoy it. I did feel like I learned something, but it definitely did hit the nail on the head. So it was a tough read, but it was a good one. I feel smarter for it. So I'm trying to mix in some nonfiction along with my fiction and romance and fantasy reading that I normally do. So if you have any recommendations for books that you recommend, books like How Fascism Works, White Fragility, things like that I have read already, put them down below. I actually really do enjoy mixing these in with my fiction books. They usually take me a little bit longer to read because it is more substance. So it helps to break it up with my like fun, like this next book I'm about to mention. But if you have recommendations for really hard-hitting, good educational like nonfiction books that you recommend, let me know. I love a good biography. I love all that type of stuff. So number 4, fourth to last book that I read was The Kiss Countdown. Okay, my camera did something weird. I think my memory card is getting full, so I'm trying to go quick here. But The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton was so good. This girl like ends up in like a fake relationship with an astronaut, a literal astronaut like from NASA. Okay, so that was really good. It was a good book. It was sweet and spicy. There was a lot of wholesome stuff and a lot of really, you know, good freaky stuff. It was really good. It kind of gave Ali Hazelwood vibes for sure, with it being a man in STEM. I really enjoyed that with the fake dating trope and everything like that. It was super fun. Loved just like the hot black nerd being the love interest because like yes to all of that. It was amazing. It was so sweet. It was a quick, easy read. I really enjoyed it. I got through it quick too. I really liked that one. So The Kiss Countdown, I highly recommend if you're looking for something sweet, romantic, fluffy. It felt really good. It was a good one. Number 5, On a Limb by Hannah Bonam-Young. I finally read that book. And I have been like being told about this book for years. My good friend, my close friend who got me back into reading as an adult has been talking about this book for years. When she first read it, she was like, you have to read this, it's so good, da, da, da. I think I partially didn't read it because I was still a young mom at the time and it has that pregnancy trope, and I was like, I don't think I want to read that actually. I'm good. But actually it was really good. I loved that they both had a physical disability of some sort, and the way that they related to each other on that and kind of poked fun at it with each other was super cute. Just their banter, the relationship, the respect. He was like honestly one of the best male like love interests I've ever read about. Like he was all green flags all across the board the entire book, which was just, it felt almost unrealistic at times. So I was like, are there really men out there that are like this? Like green flag after green flag, like really? So part of it felt unbelievable, but it was also just really cute. It still felt real. Just the way they went about things was very sweet and respectful, and I really enjoyed it. I loved this book. So I get what the hype is about. I am ready to read Out of the Woods soon. I think I have it on hold, or I'm gonna go put it on hold at the library. I'm a library reader, which is why I don't have most of these books physically here to show you, because like I said, I read these in May. They were due back, I turned them back in already. So I am a library girly, which is why I usually read stuff late. Like I'm late in the game. I'm not picking up books right off the shelf as soon as they come out, because what if I don't like them? You know what I mean? So I love libraries. Plus I'm cheap. I like to save money. I have books that I've already read that I really enjoyed, and that's pretty much it. I need to get like, I do want to up my physical like library eventually, but I want to get like a nice bookshelf and start filling it up. But buying books is not a priority in terms of my budget right now, so you'll catch me at the library for now. But Loved this book. I'm really happy I finally got to read it. It was totally worth the wait, and I get what the hype is about. I really loved it. Next we have number 6 on the list, The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden. Okay, this book, her books, I eat them up, okay? I've only read 2 books by her. It was The Housemaid and The Housemaid, the next one, the second one. Both of those books were so good. I didn't finish The Housemaid like series. I know there's more. I don't want to read more. I kind of I get it, you know? I don't love series that are pretty much like, not the same premise, but like very similar premise. Like I get it after like 2 books, maybe 3. I heard lots of mixed reviews about the third one, so I just stopped after the second one because I did really enjoy it. I didn't want to ruin it for myself, so I just stopped there. But I loved those 2 books, and I've been wanting to read more Freida McFadden, more like thriller mystery type books and not just romance all the time. So I picked up The Boyfriend. I really enjoyed it. I knew there was gonna be a big twist because I felt like it was too obvious. Like what the obvious answer would have been felt way too obvious. So I was like, obviously it's not what I'm thinking. Like it's gonna be something else or something I'm missing here. And boy, was I not expecting that twist. Oh my gosh, it was so unexpected, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I still think the way it ended was like not super realistic. I don't think that would have happened in real life, but I don't think any of this would have happened in real life though. So like, it was just really good. I enjoyed the book. The twist was everything. I was not expecting it. But it was very bingeable. I could not put it down. I read this in like 2 days. So, and now we're on to number 7. This book had me in shambles. I actually almost made a solo video just about this book because it had me in tears. It had me smiling, laughing, like feeling all the feels, all the emotions, being so like grateful to my really close friends that have pulled me through really tough times, because this guy's friendships in this book honestly brought me to tears on several occasions. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It's called A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I literally, there's videos of me on TikTok crying over this book. Crying. Real literal tears like gushing out of my eyes. Like it was so emotional. It took me on a ride and I thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. I mean, I can't say I enjoyed every second of it. It was hard to read. There were certain parts around page 400 that I literally was sobbing reading, and I'm getting teary-eyed even thinking about it. It was such a good. But it made me want to think about friendships, childhood trauma, how that comes up in your life later in life in weird ways that you can't really explain. How a good friendship or a good group of friends can really pull you through a lot, really tough times, and how I feel like friendships today, some friendships can be like that, and I feel like a lot of friendships are not quite as deep as they used to be. I think my friends that I've known since I was a child are a lot closer to me. Unfortunately though, not physically close to me. It just made me think a lot about my own friendships and the good and the bad about them and why that might be. And I wanted to make a video about just that, about like modern day adult friendships and how hard they are to kind of maintain sometimes, in a sense, but also how like social media and stuff has hurt and helped people with connecting with one another. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in a video about that. I just talked about it for a hot minute and I have a lot more to say. So if you want to hear anything about that or have like commentary about that you want to leave in the comments, let me know. But anyway, adult friendships, they're hard, but in this book I think that it showed how beautiful and how necessary they can be, and it was just such a beautiful read to me for so many reasons. So don't read this if you're not wanting to cry, if you don't want to get into your feels, because this will take you there, okay? Multiple times. Moving on to number 8. I read Their Eyes Were Watching God, finally, by Zora Neale Hurston. And she's like one of the most highly respected Black authors. This book was written in like 1937, I believe, and honestly, it's a classic for a reason. I understand why it is deemed a classic. I read this, you know, obviously in 2025, and I was like, this could have been written this year. You know, it was so good. I loved it. The journey that Janie went on when she, you know, one husband, she moves on with another, and seeing the stark difference in her life with different partners. It was just fun. It was a fun read, the adventures. I read it physically. I'm sure there's an audiobook, I'm sure it's great, but I read it physically, and I think the way that it's written is just beautiful. I think listening to the audiobook would have been really cool. To hear the kind of like rhythmic, lyrical way that she writes out loud would have been kind of cool, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this book, obviously. It was so good. I read it really quickly too. It's very short, not very long, and yeah, I loved that I picked that up. I want to read a lot more like Black literature classics like that this year, so keep an eye out for that. Number 9, How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kuang. This one was really good. This is a book I was not thinking about until there was a AAPI author thing going on Goodreads, I think, and there was a list of recommendations, and I saw this book on there and I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna read that. Looks right up my alley, and it was. I read that book in like 2 days, like maybe 48 hours. I had that book and read the whole thing. I could not put it down. I loved just from the first sentence, I was like, I really like this. I liked the main character, I liked the guy love interest. I think that their story was extremely interesting, the way that their paths crossed. It was a really tragic way in her childhood. It involved her sister's death, so she, for valid reasons, really wanted nothing to do with this guy, and then they meet up again later in life, working on the same project, and of course there's lots of tension there. But I love the way the story goes. It feels very realistic. There was lots of fun banter. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it. And number 10, the first book that I read this month. We started off May with a bang. It was such a good book. I knew it was gonna be a good book month after I read this one, and it is Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. I have been reading and waiting for this book. If you have not read any of the Legendborn series, I highly recommend it if you're into anything fantasy at all, which I can't say I am, honestly, like the biggest fantasy reader, although if you look at my books that I've read recently on Goodreads, I do read a lot of fantasy now. I read all of the Akatar series. I'm reading Iron Flame and that whole series, so like I guess I am a fantasy girly now, but this series is so good. It's like a King author rewrite based on a Black girl in college who just lost her mother, and she gets into this secret society. There's magic involved. There's like colonizer magic versus like Black magic. It's lots of things going on. Mysteries are unfolding. There's love stories. There's love triangles. There's all types of things. There's diverse characters. It's just such a good book. Thoroughly enjoying it. Love it so much. There's gonna be another book. I thought there was just gonna be 3, but there is gonna be one more because there's no way that the story is over after reading this book. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like over 600 pages, so it did take me a little longer to get through it, but not because it wasn't good, just because it was longer. I actually read it way faster than I thought I would because of how good it was, and it definitely got really good. The tempo of it kind of was a little like up and down. When it picked up, and it took me there. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So those were the books that I read in the month of May. It was such, they have the zoomies over there. Those were the books I read in the month of May. It was a really good reading month. 10 books, which is a lot for me. I can't believe I read 10 whole books in 1 month. That's doing a lot for me, so I'm proud of myself. Let me know what books you read recently, maybe all the books you read in May or books you're reading right now. What are you reading? Let me know. Let's talk about it. I'm currently reading, so that we can kind of stay in touch, I'm currently reading Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Rye. Where's my copy? Hold on. This is my current read. This is another one I was highly anticipating for this year, 2025. Can't Get Enough. I waited so long for this. Absolutely love the other two. I have Before I Let Go right here, which is the first book in this series. I do not have This Could Be Us yet. That one I'm missing. That's the book number 2, but this is book number 3, and it's doing everything and more for me. Maverick, I'm like 60% of the way through the book now. Let's just say I need a Maverick in my life. Like, where's my Maverick? But I love Hendrix. I love this book. I love all 3 of the women that this trilogy is based around. Love Soledad. I thought that was gonna be my favorite book. I think it still is. I love Hendrix too though, so absolutely eating this up. I'm adoring this so far, so I will definitely let you guys know what I think of this when I finish it. I am back. I left YouTube for a while because I just was feeling a little burnt out and tired, and there's a lot going on in my personal life. Still is, but I decided this is fun for me. It's a good way for me to unwind, so I'm gonna come back to this and keep doing this. Let me know what other types of videos you want to see. I am also a mom. I'm a teacher. I like to do cozy crafts like crocheting and things like that, so if you have any ideas for videos you want to see from me, comment down below and I will do them for you. But I'm happy to be back. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, like this video. Follow me on Instagram at IamNeaRenee and Goodreads. I'll put the link down below. TikTok, Neone97. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.